Plants respond to seasonal changes. In the previous lesson, it was about animals respond to seasonal changes. Even the plants can respond to seasonal changes. So, plants use adaptations to survive different weather. Adaptations help plants live through hot summers and cold winters. So, we will learn today how plants change as the seasons shift. So, not only animals have adaptations, even plants have. Caladium plant. When it is dry, caladiums go dormant. This helps them save food and water. We said in the previous lesson when winter comes, there is no enough food. Some bats will hibernate. That means they go in a state of rest or sleep. This is also happening with the plants, but we don't call it hibernate, we call it to go dormant, or we call it dormancy. So, go dormant is to go into a state of rest. Go dormant is to go in a state of rest. So, this adaptation helps protect the plant when less water is available in its environment. Because as we said, in dry weather, that means there is less rain or little bit of rain. So how can this plant survive with this little water? It can go dormant. That means we will study about goes dormant. So to go dormant, that means go into a deep sleep, like the animals. And we said before, when animals go into a deep sleep, they use less energy. Okay, from where they are bringing this energy? From their body, from the stored food in their bodies. What about the plants? Even the plants can store food and water in their roots. So the roots can help the plant survive while the plants are dormant, because they can get this less energy from the food and water that are stored in the roots. So let's see what is a plant dormancy. Plant nap time. Dormancy is like a long sleep for plants. It helps them survive when it is too dry or cold. It helps them to save energy. So, what is the adaptation of the caladium? It is to go dormant, or the dormancy. How could dormancy help this plant? By saving energy. Plants stop growing. How do they save energy? By stop growing. When they stop growing, they don't need the energy as much as when they are in a rest. So they stop growing during dormancy. So they use less water and food to stay alive. So they need less energy. Underground survival. How could this plant survive when they are in a dormancy state? So roots keep plants alive underground, as we said, because the roots store food and water. Also, plants react to the temperature. When the temperature changes, also the plants have their special adaptations, and this is also a kind of dormancy. So, in cold seasons, plants can sense when it is getting colder, so they start preparing for winter. So, this will happen in fall. In fall, animals and plants prepare for winter. Leaf loss. So, some plants like camellia bushes, they drop their leaves. This helps them also to save energy in winter. Colorful changes. Leaves change color before falling. Why? What do you think? Why the leaves are changing color? You know, the color of the leaf is is green. So let's see why it is changing the color. First, the plants stop making the substance they need to make food. As you know, the leaves are responsible to make food for the plants. How do they make food? They have a green substance in the leaves. This green substance will help them to make food. So, when the plants stop making this substance, so there will be no green leaves. So, then the leaves change color. When they stop making this green substance, the leaves change color. After that, the leaves fall from the plant. But in spring, the leaves grow back. So the trees can have leaves again when the conditions are, or when they get the right conditions. Always green. Some plants, they will not change the color of the leaves and they will not fall the whole year, even in winter, because they can survive in cold weather. So we call them evergreen plants. So some trees keep their leaves when temperatures become colder. Some examples of those plants, we call them the firs and the pine trees. They can survive with very cold winters. Changing in environmental conditions. As we said before, there are many factors they can change the environment conditions, like the natural events, human activities, animal actions, the weather shifting. So, those can affect the environment. Some animals move in and out of changing environments. After the environment changes, some animals cannot live in this environment, so they will move out of this environment. While other animals it will be this changed environment, it could be good place for them. So they will move in with this to this new environment. If a forest cut down, resources that can animal needs may be lost. You know that animals need food and water, so when the forest cut down, they might use their homes, they might use the food they need. So uh, they need to find a way to survive. So an animal may move to similar environment where resources are available. What about the plants? Plants cannot move like animals. They may die. If an area of land floods, as you see here, the land is covered with water, the plants may not survive because you know the plants cannot move and they cannot survive with that much water. So they gonna die.